Hi, wonderful person watching this video. So today I'm going to be talking about the Summer I Turned Pretty series, or like the book version of this series. And we're just going to talk about the book form first because I read the first book first before I watched the show. So I feel like it's only right to review the books first before I review the show. So we're going to go in order, and this is gonna be like kind of random because, wait, let me get my notebook because I wrote down points, but it is gonna kind of be more random than like, oh, this will happen in a book, this will happen in a second book, this will happen in a third book. So I'm gonna get that. Okay, so I have my notebook down. So first thing is, what is the book about? So this book is about like, basically, this girl named Belly leaves her school life behind. She wants to go to this cousin's beach, this place called Cousin's Beach, and she spent most of her summers there. Now, she meets up with like family friends there. So like her mom's best friend's sons live there. So like they go to this house, they spend summer together. And the best friend, I meant Belly's mom, best friend is named Susanna, and her sons are Conrad and Jeremiah. And Belly has liked Conrad for like as long as she can remember, but this is the summer that this book takes place in is different because this is the summer she turned pretty, and I guess like she gets more attention from like others. So, and then she just meets this new guy named Cam that's not really related to Jeremiah or Conrad. And Cam, yeah. And then like, things don't work out with Cam, and it's just a whole thing. So this is like the first book of the series. And characters are Belly Coughlin, Stephen Coughlin, Laurel, their mom, Susanna, and then Conrad, Jeremiah. Taylor is Belly's best friend, and then Cameron is a new boy that's introduced in this book, but unfortunately gets done dirty. What's some things I didn't like in the first book? I think I'm going off the whole series because a lot goes down in this series. There's 3 books. The first one's The Summer I Turned Pretty. The second one is It's Not Summer Without You. And the fourth one is We'll Always Have Summer. This is my favorite cover because it's purple. But some things I didn't like in this series, I think I'm just like, yeah, I clumped it together and just said series instead of the first book because this video is about the whole series. Things I didn't like was the lack of people of color. Like, there was none. Like, everybody was white. And like, I don't know. I know this was like made in like the 2010s, but like, people of color existed during this time. So like, I don't know. She could have at least had like, actually, in the book, I'm pretty sure Cameron was like, I think Cameron was Asian. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm pretty sure he was, but I just want more people of color characters. And yeah, there was like lack of that. Like almost everybody in the books were white. And I don't know. It's just we need more diversity. And then another thing I didn't like was Belly not being like other girls. She was just, she like would like tear up on like every girl she saw. Like she would just like compare herself and be like, oh, like she's ugly, or like her clothes are so like she just like be so mean and like selfish too. At times she'd be so selfish. Like she'd be like, I'm saying this, but I don't care. Like, I don't care. I know I'm being mean, but I don't care. And I'm like, Belly is so unlikable in the books. In the show, they make her very likable, but in the books, she is so hard to like relate to, I guess, because she just thinks she's not like the other girls. And especially when she's with Jeremiah and Conrad, like, yeah. Like when she, like in the book, she's like, I try to fit in with them, but I just can't because I'm a girl and all this stuff. And I'm like, and we're gonna talk about Taylor too, because Taylor, her best friend, we're gonna talk about that. Another thing I wrote down that I didn't like was Conrad. Just straight up Conrad. I did not like his character. Spoiler alert again, if you haven't finished the trilogy, is it the trilogy? Yeah. If you haven't finished the 3 books, finish it, because I'm gonna say a spoiler. I do not like Conrad. I am so mad Belly ended up with Conrad, because like, he was the most toxic guy, like, ever. Like, he's just so, like, I don't like how he's, like, all moody and, like, doesn't talk about his feelings and, like, just mopes around and stuff. And, like, I just don't like that. And also, I just don't like how he's, like, one day he's, like, nice to Belly, the next day he's, like, so rude to her. Like, I don't like that, because Belly would just, like, forget that he was mean to her for like the past few days, and then if he says one nice thing, she's like, I like Conrad again, like, I'm in love with Conrad. And I'm like, girl, did you not forget like all the rude things he said like the day before? I just can't get with that. I just don't like Conrad. In the show, I still feel the same way, but it's fine. We're just, it's fine. I just don't like Conrad. Oh, another thing I wrote down was the way Belly talks about Taylor. Like, Taylor is Belly's best friend. The way she talks about Taylor is so bad. Like, she talks about Taylor like she's her enemy at school. Like, why are you comparing yourself to your best friend all the time? And if you do feel like that, I feel like that's not your best friend, because you shouldn't be like competing with them and being like, oh, she's more pretty than me, she's more popular than me, she's more this and that, and like, she's like, oh, I'm just like, and she always like shames Taylor for like what she wears and stuff, and I'm like, is that not your best friend? And then like in the 3rd book, she talks about how like, oh, we need to like, me and her are like a part of each other now, like, I guess it's just the way it is. And I'm like, either you need to find new friends or you just need to stop judging Taylor all the time, because, but yeah, I didn't like that. And then oh, I'm going like all of it. Well, it's not really all over the place, it's just like things I didn't like first. Okay, another thing is that like the way the 3rd book ruined Jeremiah. Like, I feel like they had to just, I feel like the writer just had to like ruin Jeremiah, because I was team Jeremiah in the books until this book, because they just made him like, they made Jeremiah cheat on Belly. Now that just seems, I don't want to say out of character, because like, we didn't know his character. I mean, like, we knew his character the first 2 books, and he just seemed like very sweet, like Belly's like best friend type. But like, I just feel like they had to throw in that he cheated just to make her go back to, just to make Belly go back to Conrad, because I was just like, but I just didn't like that. And yeah, that ruined Team Jeremiah for me, and that's why I'll say that at the end. But they ruined Jeremiah in this book. Like, you just didn't look at Jeremiah the same after he cheated on Belly. Another thing was like, I didn't like how much Belly cared so much about what Conrad thinks of her, what Jeremiah thinks of her, what like the boys think of her. Like, do things for yourself. Like, so what if they don't like it? I don't know. But I just didn't like that. Like, she was always so worried about, oh, what does Conrad think of me and all this stuff. And I'm like, just do it. Okay, and then next question I have down is like, what team are you on in the books? In the books, I'm team no one because everybody was doing way too much. Like, I'm not team Cam, I'm not team, actually Cam does deserve better, but I don't think he deserves Belly. Like, team, no. Jeremiah got ruined in the third book, so I'm not team Jeremiah in the books, and I'm not team Conrad because, again, Conrad is not a good, like, I don't say like he's a good character, but it's just like, I just didn't like Conrad. It was just a lot, and I didn't like that. So I'm team no one in the books. In the show, that's a different story. But in the books, I'm team no one. Or team Belly. Like, to herself, I guess. But, I don't know. I didn't like that. Let's go into more positive things about this trilogy. We're going into things I liked about this series. One, I liked in the books how in the second and third book specifically, they like, they switched perspectives in chapters. So in the second book, they switched between Belly and Jeremiah, which I thought was really cool because like you got to see what Jeremiah is thinking, and like, or in the third book, I like to see Conrad's perspective because I don't like his character, and I thought, hey, maybe if I got to know like why he thinks the way he thinks, maybe I would like him. But no, I still do not like his character. And yeah, I just thought that was very interesting because I didn't like Conrad's character, so I guess I liked the switching with characters. I thought that was very cool. And then things I liked were also the time jumps. And I liked the time jumps between like ages 16 and like 19 because the book takes place when she's like turning 16, and then it ends like when she gets married. Like, she's getting married to like around 24. But I liked how the third book, but like you got to see what she was like in college, and I kind of like that because I think this was like probably one of the first books I read where it's based in college and not in high school, which I like because I am going into my freshman year of college, and I guess not media, but like shows and books I am taking in right now, or a lot of them are based in high school, and I guess I just like to see a show that's like college, set place in college, I guess, because it'd just be nice to see. And then I think I like wrote down some like last minute things down here, but I just said again, like, Cam deserves way better. Like, he was super kind of Belly, and like Belly messed that up on her own. Like, she messed that up, and I don't know, I just wish like there was like a point in time where Belly realized like there's other guys besides Jeremiah and Conrad for her to like talk to, I guess, because in the books she only talks to those two guys and Cameron, but like it's basically just those two guys, and I wish you just like realize like there's more to life than just those two boys, I guess. And then another last minute thing I had was that I actually liked the books despite like all the like bad things I said about it. I enjoyed reading them because I like to see basically what this show is going to be based off of in the future, and I guess like now that I read it I can be like, oh, I think I know what's going to happen in the show, but they could switch it up and change some things, so yeah. I like the books, I just prefer the show. If I were to recommend it to somebody to watch or read the books first, I would tell them to watch the show first because a lot of things are, I guess, like outdated in this book, or like yeah, I think like a few things are very outdated in these books, and I just feel like if I would recommend somebody, like I'd say watch the show, or like I have more faith that they'll watch the show than read the books and like the books, if that makes any sense. But I give these books 7.5 out of 10 because I think they were okay. I enjoyed reading them. It's just like the things I said about like things I wish they changed. Like that's probably why it's not like a 9 or a 10. But I actually enjoyed watching these books. I like the covers of them. They're really pretty. I like how like the inside is a different color than the outside. And my favorite book was probably I think my favorite book was probably the second book, because you got to see what like you kind of got to see why like her and Conrad broke up in the first place, and then you kind of they look for Conrad, and like it's just interesting. I think I like this book the best. It's either this book or the second book or the third book I like the best. But yeah, these books were pretty fun to read. And then probably next week or the week after, I'm gonna review this show because I have so much to talk to you about the show. I wrote like, it's packed. It's packed. The show notes are really packed. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below which book is your favorite, or if you are going to read the series or anything related to that. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week with a new video. Peace.